Welcome to the second video on the installation of Linux for beginners. So for this part of the video, you're going to need a computer with an internet connection, and you need some decent bandwidth to get the ISO file, or it's going to take a long time to download. I don't have super fast connection here at my house, and it took about an hour to download a big ISO file. Now, what about free space on your computer? I would recommend that you have at least 35 or 40 gigs of free space on your hard drive. You're not going to be using all of that necessarily, but I don't want anyone to get into a situation where they start having severe performance issues on their computer. So again, 35 gigs would be a good place to be at if you want to follow along with this video. And for memory, you'll want to have at least 8 gigs of RAM on your host machine. More is better, but 8 gigs should be perfectly fine. If you're running modern Windows, I would assume that you already have at least that. There are, however, some Windows 10 machines out there still running on 4 gigs of RAM, and that's not really going to be sufficient for what we're going to be doing. So if you have a machine with internet connection, at least 35 gigs of extra space, and at least 8 gigs of RAM, you should be ready to get started. Now you're going to need to download 3 things. We're going to need to download VirtualBox, VirtualBox Extension Pack, and the Ubuntu ISO that we're going to use to create our virtual machine. All of these things are available for you to use at no cost. Let's first go over and get the VirtualBox. There's no reason for me to actually download these as I already have them on my computer, so I'm just going to show you where to go and get this software. You can see the URL at the top of the screen. When you go there, you can read more about this powerful open source virtualization. And under the Get Started, you will see this download option. This interface may change slightly from time to time, but it will likely be something very similar. And when you press that download under Get Started, you're going to be taken to this next screen, and on the left you see your options for downloading. If you're on a Windows machine, just select that option to download the software, and on the right you see the extension pack. The extension pack is installed on your host system and adds extra VirtualBox features like support for USB 2.0 and 3.0, remote desktop, as well as encryption. It's not required, but it helps if you want to use advanced features. I recommend downloading and installing this extension pack. So you just scroll down here and read the license, and you can click to accept the terms if you choose to do so, and then download the extension pack. You should have both of these things now in your download folder and be ready to go as far as having the right software for VirtualBox. Next, we want to get our Linux ISO. You can see the URL here that you're going to want to go to, https://ubuntu.com/download. Here you can choose to download Ubuntu Desktop. Now you'll see where we can download Ubuntu 24.04.2 LTS. Let me tell you a little about this. Ubuntu versions are numbered by year and month of release. So Ubuntu 24.04 was released in April 2024. Every 2 years, Ubuntu releases an LTS version, which stands for long-term support. And this gets updates and security patches for 5 years. The .2 in 24.04.2 means it's the second point release, including important updates and fixes since the original 24.04. That's why we're downloading Ubuntu 24.04 LTS in this class. It's stable, it's well supported, and it's a smart choice for beginners who want a reliable system to learn on. Ubuntu 25.04 is a newer, short-term release with the latest features, but it's not recommended for beginners since it only gets 9 months of support and it may be less stable. So you'll select download here and it should begin downloading. As we mentioned earlier, this could take a while, but just let it run its course and you'll have the 3 things that you need in your downloads folder: VirtualBox, the extension pack, and the Ubuntu ISO. We'll see how to install VirtualBox and the extension pack in the next video.